friends, my name is Mailynn and welcome back to my channel. I'm a flutist, performer, and music teacher located in the city of Kamloops, British Columbia, and this is my channel where we learn all things flute, so thank you so much for joining me here today. In today's video, we'll be learning a very famous national anthem, God Save the Queen. So if you're interested, then let's just keep on watching. As always, if you have any questions about the video, please feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. I do my best to answer them as soon as I see them. Also, if you are having any issues when it comes to practicing, feel free to check out my free practice guide, also located in that description down below. It gives you 8 easy steps to follow to help guide your practice sessions. Alright, so let's just get right into today's video. So as I mentioned previously, we're going to be learning God Save the Queen, My Country 'Tis of Thee. As I understand it, this is the English national anthem. I did find this arrangement particular on 8notes.com. So of course, if you want to see the original manuscript or the original score, the link is going to be in the description down below. I'm not sponsored or anything, just really like the website for its resources. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to transpose the first flute part down 1 octave to make it nice and easy for beginners to play. And then at the end of the video, we'll have a 4-part accompaniment there you can play along once you learn the piece. Let's just get right into the piece here today. So I'm going to put it up right over here. So we're going to go through our first 6 starter bits before we get into clapping and counting the piece and then playing it. So number 1, we'll be looking at our key signature. So we're going to look in between the treble clef there and the time signature, and we see that there's 1 flat, so that means you can either be an F major or D minor. So let's take a look at the first and last note to see if we have the tonic of either of those keys, so that meaning an F or a D. If you look at the beginning and the end, we do start and end on an F, so that highly suggests that we're an F major. Just to make sure we aren't in the minor key, we're going to go and make sure if we can see any of the raised sevenths of the minor key. So D is the relative minor of F major, and how you find that, you can either go down 3 letter names, so F, E, D, or you can go up 6 letter names, F, G, A, B, C, D. That's how you find the relative minor key. So now that we know that the relative minor key is D, we go down 1 semitone, so 1 semitone down from D is C sharp. So we'll take a look and see if we can find any C sharps, and I don't see any at all. I would say we're in F major, which we are. Number 2, we're going to be looking at that time signature. So again, we're in 3/4 times. That means the top number tells us how many beats per bar there are. So there's 3 beats per bar. The bottom number tells us what note type those beats are. 4 represents a quarter note, so that means you have 3 quarter notes per measure. Alright, number 3, we're going to be looking at our tempo indication. So for our tempo, we don't have anything written here at the top, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be clapping and playing this at a quarter note equals 60. Number 4, we're going to be looking at our articulation. So I'm going to take a look throughout the piece. I don't see anything when it comes to articulation, so that means we're just going to have a nice gentle ta at the beginning of each note just to make sure they're nice and clear. Number 5, we're going to be looking at our dynamics, and we don't have any written dynamics here, so feel free to experiment with your dynamics. Just make sure that you have a really nice and strong, beautiful sound. And then number 6, we're going to be looking at our roadmap, so we're going to see if we have any repeats or anything, and I don't see anything like that. We're just going to be reading it from top to bottom. Alright, so let's get into clapping the piece. Again, as I mentioned in the tempo indication, we're going to be clapping this at a quarter note equals 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, rest, rest, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 1, and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very nice. So the most difficult rhythm here, I would say, would definitely be those dotted quarter notes and the 8th notes. So if you're not sure about what that rhythm is, what you're doing is essentially you're holding beat 1, the end of beat 1, and beat 2, the very beginning of beat 2. The next time you clap is the end of beat 2. So I would make sure that you write that in on top, so you're counting that, so it's going to be beats 1 and the beginning of beat 2. So when I'm counting, clapping, I'm going 1, 2, and that's the metronome coming down. I'll show you what I mean. So 1 and 2 and. So 1 and 2 and. So I definitely practice that a few times to make sure that you get comfortable with that rhythm before learning the rest of the piece. Alright, so now that we've gone through that, we will do just a quick note recap here. So we're not having any difficult notes, so just making sure that we do have, every time we play a B, it is flat, otherwise all the other notes are natural. If you are having issues remembering what the fingerings are, I'm not going to go through them in this particular video, but I do have a fingering chart down below by Jennifer Clough that you can use to reference where these notes are, and it shows you the note and the proper fingerings, of course, in the fingering chart there. Alright, now we're going to be playing it. So again, the quarter note equals 60. 1, 2, 3. Played, very well done. So essentially, if you find that that is really difficult, that is not a problem. What you can do is just go into the playback settings of this video and slow it down to a tempo where you feel like it's really nice and easy for you to learn. Otherwise, feel free to write in any of the note names if you're having difficulty remembering those, or also if you feel like this is a little bit too slow, again, you can always go back into the playback settings and turn it a little bit faster, and then you can experiment with whatever tempo you would like there. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. As always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section down below. And if you have issues with practicing, check out my free practice guide. Thank you so much for joining me here today and for spending time with me. I really appreciate you being here. And as always, happy fluting!